In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, let's take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Here Hold My Earrings. My name is Al, and I'm your DM today. With me are Henrietta, Yvonne, Laura, Daria, and Sophie. Henrietta?
Hi, I'm Henriette. I'm from Norway, and I play a Kallerstad druid named Dalin.
Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Yvonne. I'm from Canada, and I play Cracker, a half-orc barbarian.
Laura?
I'm Laura, I'm from Germany, and I'm playing Byleth, a tiefling wizard.
Daria?
Hi, I'm Daria, I'm from Poland, and I play a tiefling sorcerer named Zenis.
And Sophie.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm from Wales and I play a human wizard named Charlotte.
Excellent. Laura?
Yes. Okay, so the recap. We are still fighting ghosts in this dungeon-like building, and one ghost is still there, and one ghost turned invisible. And Dylan is glowing because she stomped on the magical cherry that we were very confused by. And the ghost gets hit by Dylan, and it is extremely vulnerable to her attacks. And we hit it, and then it hits Cracker and possesses it, and very tragic, because Ashley says that she doesn't have any spells for this occasion anymore. So we have no choice but to hit the possessed Cracker. And the other ghost that had disappeared reappears again next to Zenith and Ivy. Oh my god! And Dylan polymorphs Cracker into a sheep. And then, after all this time, Ashley starts casting a spell because apparently she remembered that she does have any spells against this type of occasion. So, yay! And she dispels the evil, and the ghost pops out. Thank God! And Dylan, all buffed up and all cool, kills the ghost. Woo! And then we find the other ghost that had disappeared again. However, it disappears again. So I don't know, where did it go? We ready attack. We ready attacks. We get lots of cuddles from Ivy. She's really annoyed at that point, and we use lots of spell slots, but no ghost is to be found. So we head further out, and we want to take a short rest. And even though it's kind of a dangerous place, we take a short rest, and thankfully we do not get disturbed. So as we go further, we see some murals, and they're much more alien-like than the rest of the murals we have seen here. And there is art of mind flayers, and some have been defaced, and some things are destroyed, and it's all really alien-like and serene, I guess. And we also see some piles of corpses. Yay. um, Charlotte then finds a laboratory setup, and it is similar to the one she knows from working with Agamemnon, but not quite the same, so she doesn't recognize everything. And then she shouts, "Guys, it's a laboratory!" And that was not very smart, so there, there comes movement from the piles, and two undead attack Charlotte and Dylan. Good job. And Charlotte looks into the laboratory. Even more undead pop up, and we kill them all, of course, because we're heroes and cool. And Ivy looks into a room to the left from the laboratory, and there is a pool coming from a kind of stalactite. So very weird again. And there's a kidney bean type of thing, and a human could fit inside. And it is very weird, you know. Ivy gets a very weird feeling and hates Byleth even more for sending her there. And Charlotte goes to the laboratory, and the components and other things and materials she does not entirely recognize. So, but I think Ashley tells us that the dead guys we were facing were ghouls and not zombies, so they still had some feelings of vengeance and hatred, and they might have been made by someone. And everybody's in the laboratory chilling, and there's some things that remind Charlotte of Agamemnon. For example, a mural that is shaped like a circle, a sphere, and around it is something written in Dwarvish and another language that she does not understand. There are angular depictions, and the layout reminds her of a magical explanation of how the universe sits within the universe in relation to other planes. So that's really interesting. And the designer might have been interested in planar travel. And as we're looking at all of that and examining, we hear some sounds. And around the corner of the laboratory, we see a blue face that peeks around the corner and looks at us. And this is where we left off. Yay!
Excellent. Well done. Thank you. It's always interesting to hear everybody's recaps because everybody takes them from their own specific point of view, don't they? I don't know if Yvonne was running the recap, she would have spent quite as much time on Ivy's cuddles.
They're probably very nice.
Undoubtedly, I'm just not sure that that's the main focus for Yvonne and her axe-swinging barbarian. But yeah, there you go. Yes, and so the bodies that you see in the jars are clearly deformed, but they also bear many striking similarities to humanoid bodies. Some of them look somewhat recognizable as possibly a goblin or an orc, maybe a dwarf. And of course, you've got this odd looking, slightly shambly, shabby chic almost fellow. He's quite small. He looks a bit like a Diergar, but he's so disheveled and obviously somewhat malnourished that it's hard to tell. What would you like to do?
Is the Dwagar guy, like, obviously dead?
No, he's standing there looking at you. His
But
eyes
he's
are.
an actual. Oh, that's the blue face. Oh.
This one's looking at you. Yeah. The
Oh.
the other four that were in jars they're not moving. Whether or not they're dead, if you have if you would like to try to inspect them, or if you have some ability or background skill that might have a bearing on it. I mean, this guy doesn't. If he's not dead, he definitely is on a very extreme weight loss regimen.
Need some tips.
What's that?
Need to get some tips from him.
Get some tips from him.
Mhm.
Right.
What's his diet?
Yeah, weight loss time.
Diet, workout routine. I think I'm gonna look at him and wave. Hello! He's also blue, just like me.
I'm gonna look at him and wave my axe. Hi.
He sort of looks at you again and blinks slowly, one eye and then the other. So it's almost like a lizard, with the disconnected eye movements. And then you all feel some pressure in your foreheads telepathically, which of course you're somewhat familiar with now because you've got a couple of people in your group who like to use telepathic communication on occasion. Why are you here? Have you come to free us?
Sure.
Wait, no. Who's
I don't
us?
know.
Yeah, for you from whom?
From our captivity. We're so tired. It's been so long since they left. It's very lonely.
Cracker's just gonna turn to Ashley and say, "Do you know what he's talking about? Kind of looks like you, but do you think he's one of your people?"
Ashley just looks at you with an evil stare. Do you really think that all Duergar know each other?
Yes.
She she spits at your feet. Suppose what they say about orcs is true. You sense the conversation between you and Ashley is over.
I'm gonna just shout for Dylan. I mean, we're making enough noise anyway.
Okay.
Here, kitty, kitty.
I'm gonna.
Do you shake
Well,
some like rations as well?
Yeah, little bag of rations. Here, kitty, kitty.
do I get my head inside? Did I sneak my head in?
I
Gonna tell
mean,
Ivy to move.
yeah, let's move on. You can squeeze through technically. I mean, it's like
I
a
think I'm also gonna move.
You know, cats, if they can get their head through, they can get their body through. I'm just
yeah.
gonna squeeze and just look at Cracker, little help bear.
Do you want me to pull on your
Yeah.
ears or like what's going on here?
Well, you know
Take
where
my
she
teeth.
got stuck. She got stuck in those sexy hips that we talked about last week before
Man, a
somebody
cat would
started to make it.
totally.
I'm a saber-toothed tiger, so just grab my front teeth.
Okay, there you go.
Pull.
Dental. Need to brush these teeth.
Yeah.
And with a loud popping sound, she managed to squeeze through.
Have I heard anything that he said?
Uh, no, you were not part of the telepathic communication because he didn't see you.
Right.
But your party can fill you in if they wish.
I don't know who
No
this guy is.
requirement.
He needs some help. He's lonely. You know, he wants to be freed. I don't know what they're talking about. He looks like Ashley, and Ashley's mad at me. I don't know what's going on.
And he talks about us, but I don't know who else is. And he also said it has been long since they left. So who's they and who's us? I'm so confused. But he looks like me, so.
I'm gonna use my mind link with Balas. Why don't you ask him who they are? Really?
Well, I asked who us is, and he didn't answer.
You did?
Yeah, I asked who's us.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. And in response to the question of who's us, he gestures to the 4 glass containers that have various floating humanoid bodies in them, or creatures, depending on whether or not they might be alive or dead.
I don't know if I want them to be free.
You know whose laboratory this is?
I can see his face, but I can't remember his name now. I always just called him the Master. And then he shows you an image, and it is that of a mind flayer.
Are they the ones who left you?
Yes. Once they were finished, we were set aside. But they stayed until the cold ones came.
With the cold ones.
And you see an image of a beautiful elf, but it's clearly some sort of a drow. Unlike the drow you've seen, and some of you have seen a few now, this one seems exceptionally pale. So rather than dark blue and midnight, it's more sort of a. It's kind of dark blue with an ashy complexion overlay. In some places, it's almost steel gray, and red eyes and very sharp teeth. Canines that are very long and pronounced and seem to protrude beyond the lower lip.
They male or female? Or can we not tell?
One of them is female, the one that he seems to be most focused on.
The cold one's still here now.
No, they're gone too.
And what did the Mind Flayers finish, and what did you do here in general?
I, and all of you receive roll a 1d6.
I hope you receive something nice.
Yes,
Probably.
A cookie.
I think you all know what you receive. Whatever you roll, that's how much psychic damage you each take.
Ow. A headache.
I only take half. Da, 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 da.
Okay, all right.
Violence.
Henrietta's
for?
she's celebrating because it's so rare that she gets psychic damage, so she's
Yeah.
actually looking forward to getting some just so she can
Mm.
take half.
Yep.
Yeah, more psychic damage. Bring it on. Psychic damage for everybody. You get psychic damage, you get psychic damage, you get psychic damage. Sorry, somebody said something and I didn't quite catch all of it.
Oh yeah, I said, what was that for? Why did he do that?
Oh, it's the memory of the pain.
Maybe we should actually treat this guy and ask questions later. He doesn't look so good. I think. What's your name?
My name? I don't know. I think it's Boar. Boar. What is this? And he shows you an image of a mole digging in the earth.
It's a mole.
No, the action that the animal does.
Digging?
Burrow?
No. Burrow. That's my name.
Oh.
Burrow. Yes, I remember. I used to be called Little Burrow because I had a father. He was Burrow as well.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Burrow. My name is Charlotte. Are you hungry?
Oh, very hungry.
I'll give them one of my rations. Here you go.
He looks at your outstretched hand somewhat suspiciously, and then he, without taking it, leans in and sniffs what you're offering. No,
No?
doesn't smell right.
But it's perfectly good rations. I think.
I think I need something else. Something with more energy.
What do you normally eat?
I haven't. I don't remember. It's been so long.
Does he look like an undead? Like he's kind of not alive?
What role would you like to make? And do you have any background in discerning undead?
Was a paladin. So
Yeah,
I
but
had...
you're not anymore.
No, but I was.
Yeah, but now you have
That's one
druid
more.
abilities.
Yeah. I want to go closer to him, and with my keen hearing, I want to see if I can kind of hear a heartbeat. I'm not gonna
Ah,
touch him, but I'm gonna kind of go in and
okay.
see if I can hear a heartbeat.
Okay. Sure. Let's very clever. Let's have a perception check.
Okay. Uh, yeah, 13.
How close are you getting?
Kind of almost. I'm not gonna put my head on his chest, but
That would
close
be
enough.
quite forward.
Yeah. Uh, I'm just gonna scooch up and be kind of mm, a feet, a couple of feet, 1 feet, foot
Well,
away.
as you approach, he instinctively seems to shy away from you. I mean, you're a huge creature, right? I mean, well, technically you're a quote unquote large creature, but relative to his size, it's like you would be a huge creature because he's actually considered a small creature. He's so
Okay.
small.
When he kind of shies away, I'm going to scoop myself down to the ground,
Hmm.
and I'm just gonna kind of look at him and mind link and say, "I'm not gonna hurt you," and I'm just gonna scoot forward with my kind of paws, not threatening, just under me, and just scooch little steps. I just want to
Okay.
check something.
Okay. Well, let's try persuasion, I suppose.
Okay, really good at that too. 10.
He he backs away further, but then he stops when his back hits the wall, and he turns his head sideways as if he doesn't want to look, and he puts his arms up in front of his face, but he doesn't stop you from getting any closer.
I'm gonna really slowly creep forward and just listen and not get any closer than 1 foot.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as a an apex predator with keen hearing, you can hear even from here his heart beating a mile a minute.
Okay.
Whatever he is, he's certainly got a heartbeat.
Okay. And I'm just gonna crawl away again. Crawl back.
Okay. Well done.
Huh. Well, I'm out of ideas. So I'm just gonna sit and look.
Good
So,
contribution.
how long do you know, like, approximately how long you have been down here?
I I and he looks down at his hands. I was here when this was a place of life and cruelty and death. But now it's just death and angry memories.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
ask. I'm gonna ask Ashley, do you know how long it's been since the mind flayers disappeared from here?
And Ashley looks at you with a combination of what appears to be careful concentration, but also a little sense of relief that you didn't ask another question. You didn't ask a question about whether or not all Duragar knew each other. I believe the Duragar had brief moments, but the mind flares were only, let's see, the history is a bit uncertain because we weren't here.
But there was a time that the Mind Flayers ruled Gauntlgrim for about the last millennia or so. It wasn't until 100 years back that they lost control. Um, they continued to remain in place, but there was some significant change in the order of the hierarchy, and they started to behave very erratically, almost as if they were serving another higher purpose. But then they were expelled completely with an invasion of drow elements, apparently led by uh, somebody from Thay, possibly? I remember Thay being involved. I've never been, but they're supposedly quite nasty wizards.
Okay, thanks.
So I'd say they've been missing here from... Well, they were expelled formally about 30 years ago, but it could have been longer than that since they technically lost control, depending on how one views their remaining suzerainty versus the other powers that may have taken over.
Ashley, could I ask you a favor?
As long as it isn't going to be race insensitive.
I don't think so. But could you come and give this guy the once over and see if there's anything particularly wrong with him, or
Well,
is
he's
anything
obviously undernourished, and he needs a
he won't eat
bath.
food? Maybe he's diseased or something. I can't tell.
Yes,
I'm not a
quite
cleric.
possibly. I would guess that he's definitely diseased, and I think I can see the fleas from here.
I don't suppose you could tell what kind of disease.
Oh, is this really necessary?
I
Fine.
don't have another cleric.
And she sort of scooches over, but she's very, very hesitant to get too close.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah. Well, aside from all the things I mentioned earlier, he seems all right. I don't know why he wouldn't eat your rations, other than perhaps he's not accustomed to them. To be fair, they are a bit rancid smelling. But beyond that, you would have thought beggars can't be choosers, and he doesn't look like he's got many other options. But then again, I've never met a Duergar that could speak with its mind. So clearly, he's not just your average Duergar. And actually, I don't think he's a Duergar at all.
Huh.
I think he's Darrow. Yes. Yes, he is a Darrow. Oh, I couldn't tell underneath all that crust and scab. But yes, he's a Darrow. Well, there's some claim that the Darrow are a deviant offshoot of Duergar, but of course, no self-respecting Duergar would say that. Otherwise, they're at least some sort of dwarven kin, very often found in the company of the Mind Flayers. There was a legend that the Duergar, having been separated out and culled for some sort of experimental purpose, ended up becoming, well, much like some of the other Underdark races and also humans, fodder for the various tests and psionic experimentation that the Illithids are quite famous for. Perhaps he's one of theirs. That would explain his unusual abilities.
Well, don't tell me he can only eat brains, too.
Oh dear, I hadn't even thought of that. Right. You're on your own. Good luck.
So is it brains, Mr. Varro?
Um, um, oh, yes, that would be lovely.
Do we have brains on the menu, anyone?
I don't think any one of us have a brain.
I don't have a brain, unfortunately.
Maybe
I
some
mean,
of
I
the
do, but
books.
you know,
You're still using it.
I still need it.
So selfish. It's almost as bad as taking your work laptop with you.
Anus. So this creature has been experimented on to the point that it now only eats brains?
I mean, there was an inflection at the end, but I can't tell if that was sort of like a Geordie statement or an actual question.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, it was definitely one of them.
One of those two. Well. The question is, what do we do with this guy now?
I mean, you want out of here? Right?
Oh, it's been so long. I wouldn't want to leave my friends, but maybe we could bring them. But,
The trash.
yes, I mean, they can't really move anymore themselves. But it would be nice to leave. I would like to see something new and get away from all the screams. Oh, oh.
And he shivers, as if he can hear the screaming now. You suspect maybe he's attuned to the psychic echoes of the pain and suffering of those who died here, and, of course, of those whose souls still linger.
Can you take me?
Why haven't you left before?
I don't know how. Some of the others left a long time ago, but I don't know what happened to them. One of them, I think he was my friend, told me to wait here and that he would come back and get me. But he never came back.
What was his name?
Ah, his name. Ah, I, I don't remember. I don't even remember what he looks like. Um, hmm. I, that thing you're carrying, it looks. I think his name was like that.
And he points at Cracker's weapon.
Max. Great Max.
No, not Max. Close.
Axel?
Almost.
Jax? Jack? Black?
Axe. That's it. Axe. Yes, axe. You chop people with it, don't you?
Yeah. Efficiently.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Axe. His name was Axe. I wonder where Axe is. I didn't hear him die, that could just mean he died far away or very, very suddenly.
He
That's
just
why
betrayed you.
that's why I like my friends. What do you mean you betrayed me? You betrayed me? Did you tell the master that
No.
I'm here?
No. I mean, maybe he didn't come back because, I don't know, it'd be too dangerous or something to come back for you, so he just
Oh,
left. I'm not,
maybe.
maybe not.
So he just left me behind? Oh, that axe. I hate him. I hate him so much. And
Hey,
all the glass jars break and the bodies spill out into the lab. The rest of you feel the pressure in your heads, and you each take one psychic point of damage.
Half?
What?
Half of one? Half, one half.
Oh, half of one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You take 0 because you are
Oh.
psychic resistant.
Oh.
Wow. And
Yay.
Ashley just looks at you jealously, rubbing her temples. Wish I were a Kalishtar druid. So cool.
If I ever see Axe, I'll eat his brains. I bet they
Good.
taste great.
Well, I mean, I would say because you want to go out, but your problem is your brain eating habits because, I mean, I don't want you eating like random people's brains.
Oh, I I don't know why that would be a problem.
Um, that would be wrong because you'd kill them most of the time,
Oh,
I think.
I don't have to kill them? Do you not kill people?
Well, only evil people. We're completely righteous.
I could eat evil people. How
That's
about if you kill them and I'll eat them?
Like a cleanup crew. Not bad.
Or a kitchen? That's where Axe went. He went to the kitchen. That's right. They were going to get out or at least find food. They went to the kitchen. I remember now. They said something about it. Uh, uh,
And he shows you an image of a fire, and above the fire is smoke. And above the smoke is a hole in the ceiling, and the smoke travels out.
Now, where is the kitchen?
oh, it's just over there.
And he points his finger around, sort of this general direction.
oh, I suppose that's where we're heading next.
Well, I I haven't left this place in a while. It's the the cold ones, I can usually get them to leave me alone, but they seem to understand that it's safer not to come here, while it's safer for me not to go there. I don't know if I'm allowed to go there. And I don't want to have to fight them again. They're very, very mean.
Did you say they left?
Well, the the original ones, yes, but they created a lot of new Cold Ones and the other souls. Uh, I think there are a lot of them running around here. I can hear them at night and throughout the day, even though I can't tell when night and day is. I can usually tell based on the fact that they start moving certain times. I can hear them crunching on bones. It's very hard to sleep.
Speaking of sleep, I'm not sure whether I have another fight in me today. How's everybody else doing?
I could use a little rest. I wouldn't mind being able to freak out.
Sure, I can rest, but is it safe here? Well, I guess it's not safe anywhere down here. What's around this corner? I'm asking Burrow.
Uh, I can usually look around, but I haven't done it in a long time. There are a number of corridors and some rooms. There's a there's a there's a place I used to like to go when the master ordered me. They they ate brains, but occasionally they would also consume other things, mostly for flavor, I think. Uh, and they let us keep some of the old dwarf equipment. Uh, it was a very ancient, and then he holds his hand out in a half moon as if he's holding something, and then he lifts it to his mouth and seems to sort of tilt the hand towards his mouth, and he makes a swallowing sound.
Okay, something to drink.
Yes, drink. It was very tasty, and it made us feel silly,
Hmm.
and we forgot. And when we were in that state, the mind flayers wouldn't eat us. They said our brains tasted funny.
Good to know.
I don't think it'll protect you. I think they just chose not to do it until we had finished.
Just keep drinking then. Uh,
They said something about it making the too much drink made their meals less tasty, as if it was less nourishing.
maybe we should get Rick down here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Now, Rick cannot squeeze in his
Oh,
ball.
but he can keep his ball in front of there so nobody gets in there. Is
You're
that
gonna
much?
use Rick and his multi-million gold piece mithril ball as a cork.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Let me go back and get him.
Just yell for him, can you hear? Oh,
I'm gonna step out here and just yell, Rick, Rick, roll over here.
And you hear the rumbling sounds of the ball. And Rick pulls up. The little hatch pops open. Oi, oi, oi!
Oi, boy. Come over here. We're just gonna be here. We need you to block this entrance so we can rest.
Right. Uh, sure, yeah. Why not? All right then. Clank, and he closes the hatch.
Well, then we need someone to keep watch at least.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll keep watch for the first round.
So I can keep watch as well. Doesn't matter which time, but I think we need a watch throughout the night.
So what watches are you setting? Are you setting 1 hour watches, 2 hour watches, 4 hour watches? Well, you need to sleep 6 hours out of 8. So you could do 2 hour watches.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
2.
2 is fine.
You can take one watch.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's taking which watch?
I'll take the first one.
Okay.
I'll take the third one.
I take the second.
Why did you take the third one? I mean, there's
Seems like
nothing
a
wrong with that.
volunteer.
It just seemed okay. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. See.
Take the fourth one.
Okay. So
Guess I'll
Dylan's
take the last one.
so that's 5 now. We're up to 5. So are we taking 5 watches or you can? I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't.
Ashley can take the last one.
Then that's 6 watches.
Ashley's not going to participate in taking watches. She's got her spells to do, and she's got to wax her mustache and beard.
Can Barrow watch us the whole night?
Huh?
Better not.
Barrow watch us the whole night.
Varro doesn't seem to sleep. He just he squats down and just stares very intently at all of you. It's
Oh,
kind of creepy, frankly.
Yeah. Well, we only need 4 watches for 8 hours. So
Yeah, that's assuming you trust, everybody to stay awake.
I'm staying awake.
Well, why don't we all just roll and then the ones with the highest rolls get to do the watch?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna take the
that's-
one with Charlotte.
Yeah.
No one
Again? Rude. Charlotte doesn't snore.
That she knows of.
That she knows of.
Why is my pillow always wet? All right.
Well-
So, sorry.
no, if I'm going to keep watch, I need some light.
Yes, you do need some light.
So is there any way to maybe make a small fire or something?
Well, I still got my torch.
Which
How
burns
long
for
does
1
the torch-
hour.
Oh,
I mean, if you got more than one torch, or you could build a fire, there's plenty of stuff laying around that looks like it could be flammable.
Yeah. Should we do that or let's build a fire?
yeah, let's build a fire. I'll look around for anything that you can use as kindling.
Yeah, me too.
And just to be clear, Rick can block off that hole, but he's not keeping watch either, so don't count on him to see or hear anything that's coming from that direction.
I guess if someone tries to roll the ball away, we're going to hear it.
Yeah, but it's also just, the NPCs are there to help you, but they're not they're not additional party members
Mhm.
in the same sense, right? If you're doing something, they can't be doing something. That's a general rule.
Mhm.
I know you know that, just in case it wasn't clear. Yeah, so are you going to sleep?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Do you have a problem with that?
No. and it just sort of hunkers down next to the shattered glass and the smell of chemicals that fills this area.
So I'm gonna go around and see if I can find any kindling and build a fire and go to
Where are
sleep and
you,
take the last watch.
where are you going to go to find kindling?
Rick, move a bit. And I'm going. Oh, I'm gonna take Cracker's axe and slam it on the wall. Ding! Should wake up.
There was a lot of broken material in the first areas that you came through.
Yep,
They look storage, supplies, tables, even wagons and carts.
that's good.
Uh, yeah, roll a perception check
Mhm. I now have
or
produce flame in my hand
in your
for
paw.
light. Yep. Well, I'm
Can you?
going to change it out of.
I was going to say, how
Um,
can you do that?
yeah, well, same.
Okay. Actually, it doesn't have to be precise. I actually maybe survival would be better.
Okay.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
22.
All right. Yeah, you find quite a number of what appear to be suitable pieces. You also find a small, shiny, glinting piece of metal buried under some what looks like it might have been burlap at one point, but is very badly rotten and molded,
Hmm.
decomposing.
What's this, I wonder?
As you pull it up, it looks like a small key. It's unlike most of the basic utility keys you've come across. It's not just a coarse metal key made of some crude iron. This looks like it's you can't quite put your finger on it. It's got, depending on how the flame of your produced flame flickers across the surface, it's either silvery or gold. You suspect it could be made of a valuable metal.
Nice. I'm going to pocket it. Put it in my pocket. Into my pocket. And we haven't come across any doors yet, have we? Kind of
The
locked up.
doors that you've seen were all broken and decayed. So there was a door back here. It's busted down. There's a door here that's busted down. This had a door that's broken and destroyed. A lot of these doors don't just look like they fell apart. They actually look like they were destroyed from one side, as in, barricaded and then rammed or broken into or chopped apart by axes or some other method. One of them even looks very badly burned.
Well, just gonna pocket it now and take some kindling and go back to the group.
Okay. All right. You're setting up your little your campsite.
Yep.
Rick will resume his blocking position. Now, you do know this area is open, right?
Mhm.
And this area is open, this area is open. But,
Mm.
yeah. Okay. So you build your fire. Let's all roll in order, so don't roll until the previous person's rolled perception checks. So whoever was first, roll first. etc.
That was me. 15.
Okay. I think Daria was number 2, she said. Excellent.
Yeah.
Sophie, I think you're 3. Yep. Then I
I
lost
think
track of who was 4.
I think I am. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Oh no.
I feel like Zanice doesn't snore so much as she just gets really focused on her improving her spell casting. Like if I wiggle my fingers to the left a little bit more, maybe I'll get like an extra couple of hit points of fire damage out of that spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, it's 10:35. Let's all, since you guys are about to take a long rest, why don't we all take a short one?
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Great.
Okay.
But
Hi. We hope you're enjoying this episode, and if so, please like and subscribe. And remember, the next time your DM says, roll initiative, yell back,
Here,
hold my earrings.
Here, my earrings.
This is good. I think we only need this take.
Okay, good. So we are back. Yeah, several people literally asleep on the job or busy concentrating on something. The good news is nothing seems to interrupt your sleep. Some of you got a good 6 hours. Some of you got close to 8 hours, it sounds
Yay.
Yay me.
Yay me.
like. The bad news is, for those of you who did not fall asleep, especially in the morning, you realize that whilst some of you weren't paying full attention, the ones who were awake but didn't roll very high, they aren't affected. But let's have Cracker, Charlotte, and Byleth roll a d20 first.
Did I roll high?
Oh dear.
wait.
I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. And then let's have Cracker, Zanice, and Charlotte roll a d20.
Nice and low.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Very nice.
Okay.
What does this
All right.
mean?
So the winners are Charlotte and Zanice. Charlotte?
What do we win?
Yeah, you win a Constitution saving throw.
Um. Hey. Eh.
Uh-oh. And Zanice, Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. When you wake up, you have splitting headaches, primarily in one ear.
Charlotte, did you kick me while I was asleep?
No, I didn't. I don't
Mhm.
think I did.
Yeah.
It feels like a bee has crawled into my ear.
Funny you should say that. When you reach up to touch your ear, you see blood on your fingers.
Violet, look at my ear. Why is
Oh
it
my God.
bleeding?
What happened?
I don't know. Tell me. Look inside.
Okay.
All you see is a trail of blood from her ear.
So, trail of blood from your ear. You should, I don't know, ask Ashley or something. She's a cleric. It doesn't look very normal. And look at Burrow.
Burrow looks at you.
Ashley,
Yes.
help me.
With what?
My ear.
You should clean it regularly.
Why is it bleeding?
I don't know. Maybe you put the cotton swab in too deep.
I haven't used a cotton swab.
Don't shout.
Please, can you just take a look?
I can look at your ear, but I'm not an ear expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm a cleric. I can burn your ear. Would you like me to burn your ear?
Will it cauterize the wound?
I don't know what caused your wound, so I can't very well cauterize something I can't see or define. However, if you would like me to set fire to your head, I'm very happy to do so. Everyone stand back. This might hurt.
No. Never mind, never mind, never mind.
I saw people actually stand back.
Can I take a
I
look?
don't know.
Sure. I mean, well, I don't know. Can you? Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to produce flame so I can see a little better, and I am going to see, since she said that she felt like she had a bee in her ear, I'm going to look inside and see if anything had crawled up in her ear.
Right.
A medicine check or something.
Are you proficient in medicine?
No, not proficient in medicine.
Are you expert in anything ear related?
No.
Performance?
No.
Okay. Sleight of hand? Survival?
No. Nature?
Okay. I'll let you roll with nature. Yeah, why not? No.
Gets it.
I gave you every opportunity. It looks like something may have crawled in her ear, but you can't see what it is, and all you can see is that there is blood.
Okay.
It doesn't look like the ear canal near the actual earlobe is damaged, but there's clearly blood that's dried and caked that's leaked out of the ear itself, which would make you think something has damaged the interior part of the ear.
Nice. Okay. Does someone have blood?
Huh? What?
Mostly. She asked me what I saw, and blood mostly. But does somebody have some oil or something? What kind of oil?
I'm looking. Hold on.
You guys went
I-
into a dungeon without a flask of oil?
I have
Somebody
holy
did have
oil.
one.
I have a vial
Yeah.
of gelatinous cube.
I don't think
Yay!
I don't think that's going to work.
That actually would probably kill what's ever in your ear plus whatever was already in your ear to begin with.
Yeah.
What if you put a healing potion in her ear?
I was thinking the same thing, but I don't know if you should pour a whole healing potion inside.
Well, if something's in there, it might just make that thing really super powered.
Yeah.
Oh, good warning.
Wonder what would happen if Violet cast it enlarge creature on whatever's in my ear or something.
Oh,
I don't think that's a very good idea.
I don't want to try that.
I know, but what would happen?
That's a good idea. You could post a spell and take a look at it and mull it over.
Can you cast it on her and not the creature in her ear, and then it would just fall out?
So first of all, you have to be able to see it.
Yeah.
So that would be one problem.
You wizards, you could do a lot of stuff, right? Do you have? I know a wizard once that could cast this kind of spell, which produce some grease. Do you have that?
No, I don't.
I think it was it Tara? I think that had that spell.
Yeah. If somebody
have
had just copied the spells when they had a
Yeah.
chance.
Well, she left before those two wizards came along, so.
Hmm.
I have a lot of tea, though. I can put some tea in your ear.
Mmm, yum.
I have
Mm.
fireball to make it all end.
In
End it
your
here.
ear. I mean, Ashley's got something a little bit less dramatic than Fireball, but yeah, it's the same option.
Yeah. I don't know if water's gonna help. Might kinda, if you push your head to the side and put some water in your ear, maybe it will kind of suffocate and try to get out. If it's still in there. I don't know if it's still in there, but it seems like something crawled in.
Oh God. Oh God.
And I have an empty vial, so we can put the creature in the vial.
I mean, didn't Zenith also have the same? So wouldn't it be creatures then? Or do you feel
Creatures, yeah.
different?
Yeah,
Zenith?
I just don't panic like Charlotte.
Not a drama queen.
Zenith's
Oh.
just stoically standing there bleeding. Charlotte's running around, waving her arms, presumably. So to be clear, you're not still bleeding. The blood is dried, and there isn't additional blood. Both of you.
I could turn into a bug and crawl inside and see if I see anything.
Oh.
But don't know if I get attacked by that other bug and it kills me and I turn into myself inside your ear. I don't think that's a good idea.
You should definitely try it.
Be a teeny bug and just
Be
stealth
cool.
around to look.
If she gets killed and turns into her normal self inside your ear, just take a long rest. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have any other ideas. And I don't have any oil. We have to get some oil at some point.
What about
I'm
the
going to
gelatinous
write it
cube?
down. That's gonna burn your ear.
Oh.
It's acid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there anything laying around that looks oily?
Yeah. Do a perception check, or if you want to try to do a more thorough one, I'll give you an investigation check.
Okay, I'm gonna do investigation.
Okay, so this requires you going around the entire room
Mhm.
and touching things, moving things around.
Mhm.
Right.
Everything from a girl's.
Yeah, you know what that means. I mean, some of you have a habit of touching things. Okay, there you
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
I was going to cast
I don't
guidance.
care. Oh, sorry.
I don't need your stinking
fine.
guidance.
No.
Boom.
Fine. Not gonna get it.
Tiefling power. So you don't find anything that's actual oil. For one thing, other than the 4 jars, there was nothing in the room that looked like it was liquid. The only liquid you've seen down here is that small fountain of water that is in the other room. What you do find, though, is several different sets of calipers and tweezers and other implements that might be used for holding something or even extracting something.
Can take that and hold it for the party to see. Maybe that could work.
Yeah, why
There are
not?
different sizes. There's very, very small, very fine tweezers, and then there are much larger ones that could hold something as large as, well, they've got all kinds of sizes, including something that could hold something that's like the size of a potato or something. But really, most of them seem to be focused on very fine tweezer type operations.
I'm just gonna sit down and say to Byleth, I trust you. Here you go.
God,
Oh,
I don't
no.
even know if I trust myself. I'm not a
Guidance.
doctor. Do I cast medicine? Or
Yeah, I mean,
know
if you want to make
if
an argument for something else.
no, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration
Ah,
and I'm
excellent.
gonna use the guidance.
The Gui dance.
The guidance.
The Gui dance. The dance of Gui. Okay.
Gonna dance
What?
around.
Dance of Gui.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Are you actually dancing? Excellent. I love it.
I'm gonna dance first and then I'm gonna sit down. That's my good luck charm.
Burrow looks on
And
fascinated.
yeah, I can do this. Then I'm gonna cast medicine.
Oh,
Okay.
16.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're jamming it in there very gently, obviously. Uh, as you're doing it, Daria, would you roll a Constitution saving throw?
Of course. 19.
ooh, nice.
Okay. You feel a sharp pain, and you hear in your mind what sounds like screeching. Only Zanice hears it. The pain seems to be pressure from something being jammed into your ear, but it's not the tweezers. Because you rolled well on your Constitution saving throw, you take half damage, so that'll be 7 points. And something is clearly moving around inside your ear canal into the interior of your brain, presumably to get away from the tweezers. Byleth manages to grasp onto something, and even though she's got very small tweezers and whatever this is presumably very small to fit in the ear canal in the first place, she can still feel movement on the end of the tweezers. So you've now got what appears to be a decent grip on it, but you haven't actually pulled anything out yet.
Oh god. Okay. Pull it out.
All right, okay, and a guidance. Let's have a strength.
I'm gonna give you my
Uh,
inspiration.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Use the
All
help
right.
action.
All right.
I don't know how I can help, but I'm trying.
All right. You can help by rolling the opposing.
No. Okay.
Okay. Go
Is
for
it
it.
athletics then?
If you've got athletics, sure. Or actually, I'll say
I
it's
don't.
sleight of hand. I'll call it sleight of hand. I think this is more of a dexterity operation.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Oh, we can do this.
All right.
Right one.
Ooh.
And with a little finessing and a twist and the final jerk, you pull out a little worm.
I pull out my empty vial.
Okay.
Put it in here.
Put it in there in shock.
All right. Zanice, you take 1 hit point of damage from the extraction.
Okay. Thank you, Byleth. You're amazing.
And all of you can hear the psychic screaming from this thing.
Yuck.
Oh god.
And Charlotte, roll a Constitution saving throw.
I'll use my inspiration.
Okay, well, you're going to take 7 or half. Go ahead. Very good. Oh, that seems unfair, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you take 7 points of damage from the effort of the one in your brain to avoid being. It's not. This is just a response to the first one, sort of screaming. Nothing has happened yet. There's been no operation on you yet. The rest of you watch as Charlotte's ear continues to bleed now. Of course, you don't have to have it taken out. You can just leave it there.
God, help me. Get this thing out of me, someone.
Well, you're up.
Oh,
Guidance.
okay. Gonna become a doctor.
You know how to do this.
Phew. Dancey dance.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just let's be clear what's happening here. You're getting guidance. What else? Anything else?
I
Any
don't have
aid I
any.
can give? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't have an inspiration to give either.
Okay.
Oh, I have an inspiration I can give. Sorry, yes. Inspiration.
Yay.
Duh. I just didn't realize I haven't used it.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get into the habit of using it. Excellent.
And medicine, right? First medicine.
Yeah,
Okay.
to find it.
Oh,
Ooh.
10.
Okay, so we're gonna give this one a miss,
Oh
and it does scare it into running away from you. Another 7 points to Charlotte. You can roll for another con save.
Uh,
Okay, so you'll take half.
okay.
So 3. All right, you're gonna keep digging.
no. Yeah.
Get
another
that ear,
guidance.
get that ear bogey out.
Okay.
Any more inspirations left?
Oh god.
You haven't rolled your portent yet.
I was wondering if anybody was going to remember that.
Well, it's 13 and 14. I don't know. I don't want to accidentally be like, it's not
But
enough.
Well, we're on the next day, aren't we? Have you rolled today?
Yeah,
I
you're
thought
on the
it
next
was
day.
in the night.
Oh, I don't know. Whenever it is.
Okay.
So did you rolled it already? Is what you're saying?
I have not. And I have also not done the language thingy.
So you lose one.
No, I wanted to do it, but they woke up and then they had this ear bleeding. And then I was like, I don't want to interrupt anything.
Okay, all right. But you're supposed to do it the night before. Are you? Okay, all right, fine. Don't get angry.
We rested in real life, so.
Okay, all right. But so okay. So when is it that you do this thing? Is it at night? I thought it was at night because you guys are taking rest
I thought it
and
was
you're doing all your.
It's the morning because we woke up and that's when we discovered
when
it.
you
right?
finish a long rest is the
Yeah.
portent. And I'd also
Okay.
said it would be the
Okay, fine.
thingy.
Okay.
So I haven't.
So you want to roll your portents?
I can do that. 6 and 17. Yay.
Are you going to use the 6?
6. No. I am going to use the 17.
Okay. So you're not going to roll any dice. You get a hold of this thing.
Phew.
All right. So I think we did the second one already, didn't we? No. So that was the first one that failed. The second one is you got another one coming, I think, Charlotte. Right?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's 12. Another con save. Okay. 6. Now you've got a hold of it. It's wriggling free. Sleight of
Okay.
hand. And Daria, do you want to roll the opposing?
Sure.
And some
Okay.
guidance.
Get a 1.
Guidance for Daria?
For me!
Yeah.
Guidance for my.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
checking. You never know. All right, Daria, good roll
Thank
there.
Yeah.
Yes. You
Yay!
managed to yank it out, and it comes free with a pop, and you hear it all screaming. And Charlotte, as a going away present, you get one more hit point of damage.
Oh, good.
I hold out the empty. Well, now not so empty vial.
Are you going to jam them in together?
Yeah, why not? I don't
Okay.
have another empty vial. I only
Okay.
have one.
Okay. All right.
You can put it in the acid, but I guess it's gotta.
Oh.
Gonna put it in there. In the not so empty vial.
Okay. So you've
Be
got
really close
two of
though.
these little things in your one vial now.
Yeah.
Well done. And you've got a couple of party members with some bloody, leaky ears.
Ashley, could you heal them? Try at least.
And Ashley comes up and immediately, without even being asked, sort of touches Anissa's head. Daria, do you want to roll a d8?
Hmm?
And you get 7 hit points back.
Perfect. Okay.
And she looks at Charlotte, and she almost seems to think about it. And then she touches Charlotte's head.
Oh,
Go,
hi.
go ahead, Sophie. Well, sometimes it's a little... All right, you get 10.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ashley. You're the best.
Pleasure. Pleasure. See, that wasn't so bad. All that fuss over nothing.
Oh. I wouldn't say it's nothing.
That was the second most traumatizing experience of my life.
See, wasn't even the worst.
It wasn't
Could I still
far
learn
off.
the word?
What did you say, Laura?
The word in Infernal.
Yeah.
Oh, right. What word?
I want to learn. Yes.
Tak.
Yes. Tak.
Okay.
Tak.
That's
Funny.
thank you in Norwegian.
Yes,
Only with
that
two
is.
Ks.
We need to figure out what Norwegian's going to be in D&D. Goblin. I don't know.
Abyssal.
Norwegian is abyssal. I don't know. I don't feel like it's. I feel like it's a bit too structured to be abyssal. I've got something else in mind for abyssal. Unless your character speaks abyssal.
I do, but I also speak Sylvan. Druidic.
Oh, yeah, I could see that one. I could see that.
He speaks so many languages.
Well, some people,
It's smart.
they focused on their language studies.
And Curie, which is the Kalashtar language.
Some backgrounds have a lot of extra languages and others don't, and then some
Yeah.
classes give you extra languages as well. Okay, so there you go. Yes, you've got 2 wriggly brain-eating worms. You've got a fascinated little blue fellow. And he says, "Don't hurt my friends."
Your friends?
Yes, those are my friends. Don't hurt them. We're taking them with us, aren't we? You promised to take us all out of here.
I never promised.
But not in our brains.
Well, how are you going to carry them out? In those?
Yeah.
And he points at the corpses. Okay, well, they can go back in, and then you can carry them that way if you want.
No, they
Why can't
can't.
they stay in the wild?
I guess they can,
Yeah, let's keep them there.
but then you've got to bring the other 2.
Okay, where are those?
And he points to 2 of the corpses, 2 of
Okay.
the bodies.
Are they inside their ears as well?
Yeah, they've been there a while. They're probably in the middle of the brain now.
Okay. Can you talk to them?
Of course.
Can you tell them to come out and join their friends?
Well, I mean, they never really listen to me anyway.
So
You'll
you want
probably
them?
have to go in there and get them.
Yeah.
Just
So
like
you
you
want
did.
crack crack their brains open and dig your friends out.
You want me to do that?
Sure.
Heard my name.
Yeah, crack. True.
Cracker's gonna retire and forget the pizza stand. She's gonna open a coconut water stand, chopping coconuts left and right all day long.
Yep.
Okay.
Chopping them coconuts.
Before you crack their brains, I'm just gonna do one thing, and I'm going to tear off some cloth from my bedroll or something and put it in my ears and up my nose just in case.
Very good. Very clever. Yeah.
And I'm going to keep my mouth shut just to be
Okay.
safe
Okay.
and ready with my wile.
Okay.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna go over to you and rip a piece of your shirt off, shove it up my nose, and
Just take the ones out of her ears and then put them into your ears. Thanks. I needed those. And then the ones out of her nose and stick them up your nose.
doesn't matter. We're friends.
Exactly. You kiss your dog in the mouth probably, so what's the difference, really?
Gross. No, I've seen what my dog eats. So, do you want me to whack the coconut?
Yeah, but let's be ready with your tweezers.
So,
Okay.
non-lethal damage. I'm using the back end of my. Actually, there is no back end. I'm using the top of it. You know, you hold something like a little, because they're on the floor, right? Because the glass is broken, they're just laying on the floor.
They're just laying on the floor.
Okay, and so I'm just gonna like grab the axe handle and like bonk from the top of
Mhm.
the axe and just crack that coconut. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
23.
yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, your precision is excellent. You managed to sort of separate the top of the cranium from the rest of the skull.
Yolk from the. Okay, and do the next one.
Okay.
This one might be a bit
Uh-oh.
messier.
Yeah. So let's
Non-lethal.
okay. How do you do non-lethal with a giant sharp axe and a tender little worm?
Top. You know, I'm not using the blades. I'm just like using the top, very, very top of the axe,
Okay.
upside down, bonk, bonk. Right.
Okay. So the
Like a
first
butter
one
churn.
the first one's sort of yep, I get it. The first one's kind of like laying on the ground. The worm is wriggling around in what's left of the cerebellum and some spinal fluid and other leftover bits of whatever the chemicals were, formaldehyde, presumably. The second one, you as you crack open the skull, you actually do manage to hit it, and its psychic scream is not the same as the ones that you've experienced before. This one is much more powerful. Everyone give me an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh.
We'll see. We'll separate the smart ones from the not so smart ones.
Oh, not too bad.
I guess
Okay.
that would be me.
Yeah. So let's see, 10, 13. So Cracker and Delin will take the full 22 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
Oh, well, actually, Delin, you take half. Sorry.
half.
Yeah.
Ha!
Really rubbing it in with that psychic resistance.
Yeah.
And the rest of you will take the 11 points from a successful save. Everybody is stunned for 1 full minute.
Whoops.
And that creature is dead.
Double whoops. Can I just ask a really quick question
Sure.
of anybody here?
Oh,
Are
sorry.
these things the mind flayers themselves? Are these like baby mind flayers? Like baby mind flayers?
So before anybody answers, remember, please, no metagaming. I
Oh
know
yeah,
we
this is not
all,
a metagame question.
but
Nope.
I don't want anybody to give a metagame answer by accident. So
Yeah.
I'm going to answer for the group real quick. You can roll. You can ask if you might have learned about it or come across it in books or something. None of you have any firsthand experience with this.
I don't. I have no idea. I don't know anything about Manfred players. The only thing I know that there was one head mounted in that city with the Durgar with the slavers. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He had a
Yeah.
head mounted. That's all I know. And
That's
of
right.
course, the one we met.
We met a
And
kid.
yeah, and he did. And they wear nice clothes. I have a robe in my bag. That's what I know of them.
But
Yeah,
To be
they have
honest.
a
thing
good
is,
fashion sense.
Yeah.
they also try to eat brains. So
Yeah.
you know, there's a resemblance, but I also don't know
But I have
anything.
no idea how they reproduce, to be honest.
Baby, I have a baby in my ear. That's gross. Oh my god. Let's get out of here.
You take another point of psychic damage from the revelation that you actually you were in such close proximity to a young creature.
Ew.
The only thing
Oh,
I'm wondering
gross.
if this is a baby mind flayer or how they reproduce, why aren't these four creatures mind flayers? Since the worms, well, some of the worms now are still alive.
They've been here a
Are-
long time too, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't know,
Barrow?
but yeah, Barrow,
Burrow? Burrow? Barrow?
Barrow,
Whatever your name is.
Barry.
Barry. White.
Yes?
What are these things?
What do you mean?
Well, are they illicit babies? Are they like is this their adult form? Is this their baby form? What's going on here?
Uh, well, I mean, we all start off like this, but sometimes we stay like this, and sometimes we become full-formed illithids.
What?
What? Yeah, what?
We? So you just said we?
Yes?
Okay.
How does that work exactly? How do you?
They performed experiments on on all of us, and some of us became a mix of the two. We were now more than we were.
But you said also that some become illicit. How does that work?
I I don't know. It depends on how the experiments go.
Oh,
Sometimes the host dies, but some of us we become more or less, depending on how you view it.
so,
The mind
so
flayers always thought we were less.
eh, they usually do. They wanted us to be slaves, but so these guys in jars, they died from the experiment, but the worm survived.
They were still technically alive when the glass shattered, but
They don't
the
look
the
alive.
the well, you didn't ask me, did you? They were in a state of stasis. There are magical and non-magical ways to keep a body in stasis.
Okay, but look at them. If you took them out of stasis, they would probably die, wouldn't they?
The, these bodies may be the hosts, but My friends are alive. They were until you killed one of them.
Well, that was an accident. We tried to help it. And you didn't tell her to come out, so
It wouldn't have listened to me.
no.
He was always very stubborn.
Okay. Did he have a name?
We don't really use names the conventional way because we just speak to each other with our minds. So we don't need names. We just
Huh.
address each other.
Yeah.
You don't, unless you're specifically trying to say something to everyone, in which case you don't need names then either. The other person either hears you or they don't hear you.
Right. And why did two of them crawl into Charlotte and Sinise's ear?
I think they all wanted to crawl into someplace warm and more exciting, but they some of you fell asleep and the others were a bit too wary.
Well, they should have asked permission first, to be honest.
Why?
Why? It's rude to just crawl into someone's ear.
Why?
Okay, I can see that this is going to go somewhere. Good. Right. Well, we have three of your friends here. Not exactly sure what we are going to do about them, but they're here.
Well, I suppose that's better than us staying here forever. Can we go now?
Sure.
But I'm gonna whisper to Dylan, we're not letting them free, right? So I mean,
No, 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 no.
okay,
No, no,
as long as you have a plan.
Think.
And that's how the dwarven settlement of Gothelgrim was destroyed.
no. Yeah.
Throughout the 15th century DR, a number of major settlements, starting with Chult, were systematically wiped out. Although the actual causes have nothing in common, at least on paper, there does seem to be some continuation of a timeline, apparently moving from place to place, almost as if it were a plague or perhaps a particular group. Historians are divided as to what the source of all this devastation was. Clearly, a group of very, very evil individuals.
Very. Maybe I should make some druidic markings to say that Belshaus, no, not Belshaus, here, hold my earrings was there.
Nice.
Only druids can read it. So
Yeah, point of inspiration. Point of inspiration to Lynn. That was a great idea.
just to
Like and
say,
subscribe.
yeah, like and subscribe. Please read my book.
Please read my book. Here and back again.
Yeah.
There and back
Bestseller.
again.
Oh my
How does Denise feel about all this, Daria?
god.
Sunny still thinks about baby in her ear. She doesn't pay much attention to them. Why? Baby grows. Oh my god.
Is she trying to figure out how to engineer a little sign to post next to her ears? No children allowed.
Now she
No
do.
worms and children. And Sophie, does Charlotte feel relieved now that she no longer has this buzzing thing in her ear?
He does, but she's on all fours, veering on unconsciousness.
Right.
now.
Yes. I mean, there's definitely a little bit of
Oh, right.
residual vertigo, right, from just the inner ear balance being off.
Right. You got the hit by the dying worm, didn't you?
Yeah, she got the worst of it.
Okay. You doing all right there, Charlotte? You a little pick me up?
Anything better?
That sounded like an offer of cocaine at the club. You
Oh
need a
my
bump?
god.
You want a bump?
Ah, 8.
There you
Oh
go.
my goodness, so bad.
Better nothing.
Couple
Oh,
couple of
thank
lines
you
just
so
to pick you up.
much.
Do you need more?
Oh God, she's a pusher now, handing out good berries and cocaine healing words.
I'm quite all right. Thank you so much, Dylan. Feel much
You sure?
better.
I do have more if you have a craving.
Yeah,
Come to my van.
Yeah.
please.
This this is an 18 plus channel, right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. You started it. I didn't think about it at all.
Warning: simulated drug use. Don't do drugs. Okay,
Um,
this is a mind flayer. This is your brain on mind flayer. Okay, so you've got these 3 tadpoles in a vial. Burrow is very happy to come along, and would you do you want me to I can carry my friends.
no, it's okay. I have
You,
a room in my bag.
are you sure? Because
I'm
we're
sure.
very close.
No, it's okay. I'm sure. I'm gonna put it
Okay.
in my bag.
They don't want to be near
Really
that one.
tight.
Be near which one? What?
Which one do you think? As Cracker is wiping off her axe.
Oh, that one. Oh
I'm
no.
shaking
I'm
my
gonna.
head at the fact that we're carrying these bloody things around anyway. We've met these things, sort of.
So, Burrow, just a question. How do these worms come to life? Who are they? Where do they come from? How are they born?
I don't really know how we're born. And then his eyelids flutter, and briefly his pupils roll up into the back of his head, and all you see are the whites of his eyes.
Huh.
Pain. Ah, I think they're hatched into that pool over there.
And then his eyelids flutter again. And that's where we live for most of our lives. I remember being in that pool, and then one day I was here.
Right. And you can talk to your brothers and sisters, or
Well, we can communicate just like I can communicate with you, but it's easier because I've got this to work with. They're not as powerful because they're a bit sleepy, they're a bit
okay.
hungry.
Do, do you know, is there more of them in the pool?
I don't think so. I think that the last ones may have been they tried to fight off the cold ones, but I don't think that worked.
Right. I'm not really sure who these cold ones are yet. But you say there are cold ones down here still?
You killed some of them.
The ghosts?
And the other ones,
The ghouls?
whatever you call them.
Okay. Right. Well, let's go meet some more. Are you
Oh,
guys ready?
okay.
Before we go, I wanna check that sign that Charlotte was pointing to translate.
Yes. I was thinking the same thing.
What sign?
The sphere thing on the wall, the mural or whatever.
Oh, wow, that was so long ago. I almost forgot. Well done. Yeah.
I forgot.
Daria, you've been holding on to that since last, like almost all the way through a whole session.
Yeah.
Well done, you. Yes.
I'm gonna start tapping my foot, being impatient.
Okay.
Come on.
So, what are you trying to do exactly? You're going to read it?
I'm just gonna translate.
Okay. So, this is basically a map of the prime material plane, the astral plane, and a number of other planes in what would be planar synchronous orbit around the prime material plane. So, it takes a prime material plane centric view. Whether or not that's the correct approach from the broader external perspective, you're not qualified to know, but it shows the prime material plane being the sphere or the hemisphere that juts out, and there are all these little layers and all these little spaces and little markations of different sizes, which you suspect may be an indication of how much space they take up. And outside of And when you look around, there's lots of different ones that with names you don't recognize. There's Elysium, there's Heaven, there's Hades, there's Gehenna. You see that most of them seem to have, in each of the directions, not that they're on spokes like a hub and spoke, but if they were, the central hemisphere being the prime material plane, the table has a number of other plaques with names on them around the outside of this mural. And along the outside of the mural, most of them have just one plaque, but some of them have more than one plaque, and sometimes they have names and sometimes they don't. When you see the one that stands out the most, though, is the Abyss, and that seems to have an almost infinite number of plaques. This is a physical depiction, so it's not an actual full 3D explanation. But the depiction on the wall is one large plaque and a bunch of smaller little plaques that look like almost like an extremely extended conch shell, right? Just sort of one semicircle, and then coming down and coming down and coming down. And it looks like it extends for easily hundreds. And you can see that the depiction is meant to demonstrate that the Abyss has many, many, many layers on it. And
How
there's
big is it? The mirror?
it basically takes almost the entire wall.
Okay.
And there are a couple of little dots that you see that have what appear to be little lines that connect from the prime material plane to a number of other planes. And there are two that seem to stick out as having a lot of different little lines. They're very silvery. It's like a silver engraving, and it just extends to almost every single one of the plaques that you can see. And there are two of these dots. They sit between the hemisphere and some of these other plaques.
Here you go, Charlotte. No, thank you. No, nothing. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
She was processing.
Too funny.
Oh my God. This is hilarious. Ingratitude, honestly.
There's no books or anything here, right?
Well, first of all, anything that is soft organic material hasn't really stood the test of time.
Right.
There's enough, dry rot and actual mold, but not the dangerous kind of mold. That it doesn't feel like you should expect a whole lot. Um, the engraved, the engraved bits are obviously surviving because they're stone and metal and other hard materials. There are a number of vials and flasks, but all of the ones that you see that have any residue in the bottom look like they may have held something that included liquids, but they're all dried out.
Right. I'm gonna take some bites.
Okay. They're definitely, dirty and or polluted.
Mhm.
Okay. As
That's
somebody who
fine.
deals with vials, you know that this is not a good idea to try to use them without being very, very careful about how to clean them.
Right. How many are there?
Well, it depends. I mean, they've got it's a full laboratory, or at least it looks like a laboratory from Charlotte's perspective and Violet's perspective. So it's got flasks, it's got beakers, it's got burners, it's got jars, boilers. I mean, all shapes and sizes. If you're talking about something that looks very similar to, or is roughly equivalent to a potion flask,
Yeah.
why don't you roll a 3d6 and also a sleight of hand. And if you get a good sleight of hand, you can keep all 3d6 of them. There you go, 14. But they're all potentially dirty and dangerous.
11.
Okay, so you'll get half.
Okay, 7.
Because some of them are like, they're sticky, so when you pull them, they break.
Mm.
Okay.
Right. I was just wondering if we should kind of write maybe some of this down.
Yeah, I hope you guys are writing it down. I'm not going to repeat it again.
Not notes to have in my bag, in my book. Reference in
Laura's,
my book.
yeah, Sophie's secretly like, thank God I don't have to repeat this next week.
I think I'm going to be sick next week. So somebody else has to do the recap.
There
Sorry.
was so much fun stuff this week, though.
I know, but I think I have like 5 or 6 pages now.
I know. Imagine how hard it is for me. Okay, so you've got a bunch of flasks. You've got 3 of these little worms. You've got another dude who obviously has a worm.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe if we go back through here, I'm going to write some of the mural down. Right. Should we go try and find our way to the kitchen?
Great. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's have a marching order. And what are you going to do with Rick?
What do you want to do, Rick? Do you want to stay here? Do you want to come along without your ball?
I can't really leave the ball behind. It's a bit of a national resource. Maybe there's another way to meet you. If you can find another way, I'll come and join you again.
Right.
Useless. Before we
Oh.
go, oh my god.
Poor Daria. So much PTSD.
I'm gonna
He says he's never gonna leave us, but he constantly does it. So I don't know.
No, it's more like
That's-
you're leaving him, aren't you? You could turn. I mean, there are other pathways. You know that there's more places to walk.
Well, he could come along without his fear. Okay, let's. Cracker,
He
you
just-
peek out.
He just got up and
Yeah.
got on the plane with his laptop and didn't even think about whether or not
Yeah.
I might be needing it. I mean, it was so inconsiderate, so selfish. That's what I really can't stand about him.
Now I peek around the corner just to make sure.
Sure. Let's see. Let me just double
What?
check what you can already see.
Okay.
And what you cannot see and what you should not see. Okay, so you're peeking around the corner and you want to just do me a favor and make it a little easier by stretching out the ruler 60 feet each direction so I can see.
Yep.
Thank you all.
I have a produce flame, but it's only 20 feet, so
Okay. All right. That's good enough.
that's why I have a yellow dot.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you can see this. And let's see a bit of this. And a bit of that. I think that's pretty good.
I don't know. Looks
And
pretty clear.
yeah, and hang on, let me just get you a little bit more over here. So one thing you do notice is that this area here off in front has what appears to be a cave-in.
Directly in front of me.
Uh, Here rather. So this area's got a cave-in.
Okay.
Right.
But you can't actually climb over this bit, although you can see over it, and that actually should be a cave-in too. So this is actually, apologies, that's actually blocked off. You can see over the edge of it, but it looks like it's a little bit too narrow for you to climb over.
So if I stand here, sorry, you
You,
mean it's blocked off down here?
you can look over here and look over
Yep.
here,
Okay.
but you can't climb over it. These are open passageways in either
Okay.
direction.
So I let everybody know. Looks pretty clear. Can't go this way. And I point to the cave in. But
Hmm.
do we want to go back this way or do we want to go down this way?
Burrow, left or right? Up or down?
Well, the
To the kitchen.
kitchens are that way, and he points in the direction of the cave-in, obviously.
Oh, of course.
There is a way to get there from through the place with the drinks,
Place
Okay.
with the drinks.
which is
Let's go.
here,
Okay.
and
Yeah, let's head down.
there's more. This room is pain. Ah, it it used to be where we could stay to. They let us they let us see it, but we weren't really supposed to be in the room. But it has a it has the moon and stars.
Ooh. Let's go there.
Yeah. So should we head south or go back out through the little crack and then go back down and check that out first? What do you want to do?
Well, we're here. Maybe just go down south.
Okay. I just walked
That's
down.
fast.
Yeah, readying my axe for whatever. I have my
Just
axe in my hand.
just running.
We're just gonna run after. Ashley, are you coming? Or are
Hurry
you
up,
going to
everyone.
stay with Rick?
Yeah, she'll come with you if you want her to.
Yeah, that's my movement, 40. Okay, and then
Okay,
do I see
golly.
anything in here?
All right, slow down there, Roadrunner.
Jesus. Tempted
Oh, we're
to tie a
carrying these.
rope around their waist.
Yeah,
Everything
like
seems a little weird to me right now. The fact that we're helping an illicit.
one of those kitty, elasticated
Whee!
back harnesses.
Yeah. Oh, the one that's disguised as a backpack.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to use that for one of my kids.
Did you really?
Yeah, she was a runner. She'd run into traffic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I always had a little backpack, monkey backpack with a tail.
You're going to be paying for that therapy later.
She's fine. Worse actually happened to her later. She's fine.
Okay. All right. Just kidding. Right. Okay. So, yeah. You see that there is. So the difference here now is that this area looks more like the area you walked through previously. It's got, the remains of long dead bodies that have no soft tissue on them whatsoever, just some hair and mostly bones, armor. Uh, there are some of them don't have armor at all. Some of them aren't dwarves. Some of them appear to be humanoids of a more human sized and shape. Uh, could be elves, could be something else. Uh, the stench has picked up again instead of the chemical and preservative smell that you had in the laboratory area. This now resembles the area you were walking around before. Um, some of it is related to just general decay of bodies, and some of it seems to be a little bit stronger, a little bit richer than you would expect from long dead, dried out husks. There is also a faint smell of fermenting alcohol.
Some booze down here. Okay. Can I just keep going?
Where do you want to go?
So I'm debating. Hold on. So I'm assuming, well, I'm just going to
Yeah.
go to here and look around.
Okay.
And I'll give you a
Uh,
measure. Hold on. 60 gives me to here,
yeah.
here.
Okay. Okay. So as you get around this corner, this section here has a number of large, what appear to be wooden, but they could also just be zirkwood, which you've gotten accustomed to seeing now, barrels lining the walls. They are in various states of decay. Some of them are in great shape. Some of them look like they have been destroyed. Uh, the candles aren't lit, but there is a glow throughout the entire place. Uh, you can tell that this obviously is a place where they store or used to store uh, spirits of some kind. As oh right, aren't you a former tavern wench, so to speak?
Yeah.
So this smells like both beer and very strong spirits.
So the good stuff.
Definitely some good stuff. And as a former tavern, professional yourself, you sense that the smell is rich enough that some of it might have been, well, let's just say, if it's as old as some of these bodies down here, that's got to be really good stuff.
I'm checking
Or,
my bag for something to put this in.
hey, you got a bunch of flasks, bunch of dirty, dangerous, poisonous, potentially flasks, and one with some three little tadpoles. I mean, that'll just be like tequila, right?
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Cessna would like this.
We've got 3 mind flayer tequila worms.
Yep. That's what I was thinking. Looking good all around. Is Ashley coming with us?
Yes, if you want, she's coming with you, and Burrow is as well. I'll let you guys move Burrow, but yep. Ashley's already. I think you guys can already move Ashley's token. Okay. So that's this area here.
Open a barrel?
Hmm?
Can I open one of the barrels of spirits? Like using my strong sense of sniffer and figure out which
Yeah.
one has the good stuff, the
Sure.
whatever, well-aged
Yeah.
whiskey?
Yeah, since you're a little bit of an expert on the matter, give us what do you want? What's going to play to one of your strengths?
I'll use my constitution to like sniff out which barrel. Is that what you mean?
I'll tell you what. I'll let you use perception since that's really a perception check, but you
Oh,
can do it with advantage.
okay.
Guidance. I see what she's doing and I cast guidance.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. 19. Excellent. You got a 0.
Row.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's impressive. We don't get zeros very often. Yeah, so you think this one, there's one that looks, it's a smaller ton, TUN, and it's very well sealed. It looks extremely well aged. It's got some beautiful gold engraved, like gold plated, not gold, uh, plaque on it, and it's well engraved in Dwarven, which you don't read. Uh, and as you find a tap, you hammer the tap in with one of the hammers laying around, and as it pours out, even in the produced flame light, you can tell this is a beautiful, thick, not not overly thick, but rich and thick spirit. And the fragrance, it's got that smoky aroma. It's got a bit of alcohol in it, but it's not sharp at all.
Okay. I turn to Dylan and say, "This has to come with us. Can it fit in the bag of holding? How heavy is this?"
Well, it's a small ton of spirit, so
Okay.
about it's probably about 2 gallons worth of liquid, but it's very heavy because it's an oak or the equivalent of an oak, barrel. So
Oh,
let's call it 30 pounds.
okay. I check anything out of my water skin, and I'm filling up my water skin with the whiskey. Because I mean, really,
All right.
Can we fit it through the hole in the bag of holding? Because I think we could put it in there if it fits. We could
Yeah,
get it in.
the bag of holding hole is what, 5 feet across?
I don't know. Does it say anywhere?
There is a description of it, but it may not be on the actual Roll20 item. It'll be on Player's Handbook.
Roughly 2 feet in diameter.
Okay. So yeah, this will fit.
Yeah, you can put it inside. Let's see. What should we call it?
crackers whiskey.
There you go.
I take a
Crackers?
nice long pull.
You also see a couple of little vials on the shelf above some of the barrels. Most of them seem broken or open and knocked over. There are a couple that look like they're intact, and they hold what seems to be similar liquid to what's in the barrel.
Anybody know what this might be? It looks like the whiskey, but after our adventure with the worms, anybody want to check this out?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not proficient in alcohol, to be honest.
Denise steps up.
Put one
Anybody
down.
want to taste this?
No, put one down. Like a little
Okay.
far from us.
I'm gonna put it like right there.
Okay. Yes, excellent. And it
Does it-
explodes, and
Take-
the
take
two of
this.
you closest take
Oh, no.
3d6 damage.
Oh no!
Take this. Let's take this. We can throw it.
You can roll a saving throw against dexterity to avoid half.
14.
All right. Yep, that'll do. And that'll do. So you take 5 each. So these will act as explosive missiles that you can throw for a distance of up to 30 feet without disadvantage, 60 feet with disadvantage. Strike to hit means that anybody within 20 feet will have to roll a dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 full damage, half on save.
How many are there?
There are 4 altogether.
I'm gonna
And
take
Zanice gets a point of inspiration for figuring out how to create a Molotov cocktail. Well done.
I'm
And we're going to
take
stop.
2.
You take 2. There's 2 more. Who wants to take the last 2, or take
Give it to
one?
Charlotte. Charlotte needs some help.
I think I have a fire spell though.
I feel like Cracker should take one. That's kind
Well,
of something that Cracker
yeah.
could use.
I am taking one, but I also, I can refill it, or I can find another vial. Are there any
That's true.
empty vials that are unbroken?
No, but
Okay.
there are some in your pouches. You got some dirty ones. I mean,
Yeah,
who
if
knows
we're
what
just
happens if
gonna.
you mix all those up.
Yeah. Sure. You can have 4. I want to have some for myself.
Okay.
You can fill them
Sounds
up.
good. Yep.
All right.
No,
And that's where we're going to stop today.
Awesome.
Yay.
Wow. Lots of little mini fireballs. And you can even drink.
Perfect weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you. It was awesome.
That was a fun session. I hope everybody's gotten over their PTSD of things in their ears. If not, just stuff some cotton or earplugs in your ears when you sleep tonight. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm gonna go and clean my ears out
Oh.
right now. Actually, after this.
it's so hard not to metagame.
Yeah,
That kind
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Yep. I know. Thank you all for being good players. I appreciate that. All right. I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Yes.
You guys
All
next
right.
week.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.